Hi, I'm Michelle Crawford. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about why medical patients should try dry herb vaporizing. Why is dry herb vaporizing such a great option for medical patients? Well, if you haven't been here before, welcome. My name is Michelle Crawford and I am a certified cannabis health coach and educator. And here on my channel, we talk about how to have a better and more healthier lifestyle with cannabis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's topic, like I said, is dry herb vaporizing, a topic that's near and dear to my heart for medical patients. Let's get into it. What is dry herb vaporizing? Dry herb vaporizing is using a device to heat up your herbs like cannabis or hemp in order for them to create a vapor which you inhale as a medicine. Yes, dry herb vaporizing has the advantage over smoking for an inhalation method in that it does not introduce any carcinogens or toxins into your lungs like combusting does. Combusting is the act of inhaling burnt smoke. That is what combustion is when you have fire or flame to your herbs and then inhale the smoke. That's combustion. And then also, dry herb vaporizing is not the same as vaping. Vaping could mean anything, and it is typically an oil-based inhalation activity where people are using a small, slim, little pen to go ahead and heat up a mixture of oils that could contain cannabinoids or other drugs like nicotine and flavorings, and then inhale that mixture when it becomes vaporized. So dry herb vaporizing does not use any oils like that at all. You are heating up pure cannabis and hemp herbs only. And when you heat them to the point where the cannabinoids and other beneficial medical compounds on them vaporize, then you inhale just that vapor and nothing else. No smoke, no toxins, and no carcinogens. There's no nicotine unless you put tobacco into your dry herb vaporizer, and you will not be getting EVALI or the disease that was actually affecting people's lungs. Popcorn lung is something you might have heard of when people are inhaling compounds like oils that they should not. What are some of the benefits of dry herb vaporizing over smoking? Well, like I mentioned, you are not combusting, you are not inhaling any toxins or carcinogens, and here's an extra one. It is much more discreet, and it is much more sustainable. The smell of vapor that is created from dry herbs is incredibly mild and discreet and does not linger or cling to your fabrics, your hair, or your clothes the way that the smell of smoke does, any kind of smoke. Herb, cannabis, hemp smoke, or smoke from a campfire, or any kind of smoke like from cigarettes. All of that kind of smoke tends to cling. It has hundreds of more carcinogenic compounds in it that you are inhaling and will definitely make your surroundings and yourself smell more than dry herb vaporizing. Another benefit is that you will use less of your herb over time and therefore save more money. You might have heard of people who are cannabis and hemp users who have saved so much money by using dry herb vaporizers as opposed to smoking joints or bongs, blunts, any of the typical smoking devices that are used in cannabis. You can save more money here because your herbs are not completely burnt up in the process of using them for medical inhalation. As a matter of fact, using a dry herb vaporizer generates or creates what is called ABV, already been vaped material. And what's great about ABV is that it's been processed, it's been heated up in your dry herb vaporizer to the point where its cannabinoids are activated. If you've ever heard of decarboxylation, then you'll know that it is this process of heating up your cannabis to activate its compounds like THC, going from the acid, THCA, to the neutral, THC, which will make you have the effects that you're looking for: euphoria, pain relief, and more. This also works for other cannabinoids besides THC. If you are interested in multi-cannabinoid formulas for better health and for taking advantage of that strong entourage, that expanded entourage effect that some manufacturers are calling the ensemble effect, then you can use your dry herb vaporizer to vape not just THC-rich materials, but also CBD-rich materials, CBG-rich materials, and other even botanicals to add to your vaping experience. And then afterward, you can take that ABV and eat it, use it in edibles, use it to make topicals, and make it stretch even farther than if you had smoked it and then after smoking, what are you left with? Ash. Certainly not ABV, certainly not something that you can make anything else out of. So, use less cannabis and hemp and save more with dry herb vaporizing. Obviously, no smoke equals healthier lungs, let's face it. But something I want to share with you here is not only if you have healthy lungs and you want to preserve the health of your lungs to not smoke, but if you have damaged lungs, like so many of my students and clients in my cannabis coaching practice, coaching service, and my homemade health DIY course have learned, using dry herb vaporizing with someone whose lungs perhaps are already damaged is a gentle and safe way to try to bring the medicine of cannabis directly to the place where it will help you the most, to the lungs. If you are looking for bronchial aids in lung health, and you're trying to improve your lungs, dry herb vaporizing, as opposed to smoking and in contrast to smoking, can really help you have healthier lungs, help your lungs heal. Now, that is not to say that smoking cannabis, as opposed to smoking anything else, is actually unhealthy. It's not true that smoking cannabis is an unhealthy activity in and of itself, especially compared to other smoking activities. For example, nicotine. Smoking cannabis has been proven in studies again and again, especially when you've removed any nicotine smoking from the participants in the studies. Then you'll see that smoking cannabis has proven to be a very healthy smoking activity. However, we can make it even healthier for our lungs by not smoking at all, but just delivering cannabis to our lungs with dry herb vaporizing. The discretion of dry herb vaporizing just cannot be beat. If you do not want to smell like weed, but you do love inhaling, or inhaling to control breakthrough pain is something that is part of your cannabis regimen, a dry herb vaporizer will beat the discretion of smoking every single time, because it has virtually no smell. It is very, very light on the smell, and it does not linger. So light a candle, or go outside or what have you, open a window, and it's gone. It doesn't linger. It doesn't stay in your curtains. It doesn't stay in your bed sheets or on your clothes or in your hair. And it tastes great. A lot of people have said that when they went from smoking joints and thinking, there's so many different chemovars or strains in cannabis, that it's often the case that we think we can taste different strains when we're smoking. And it's true, you certainly can, due to the terpenes and the flavonoids. But compared to the dry herb vaporizing taste experience, it's got nothing. The extra tastes of smoke, the extra tastes of all of that burning, combusting material really masks the delicious and amazing flavors of the terpenes that you will inhale and taste much more directly using a dry herb vaporizer. Why? The dry herb vaporizer is a gadget. It is usually electronically controlled to go through any temperature that you choose, from like 150 up to 410 or 20 usually. Fahrenheit, that is. I don't know what that is in Celsius. So the tastes of the different terpenes will be very apparent to you as your gadget heats up through those different temperature levels, vaporizing at different boiling points the different compounds in your cannabis. Every terpene, every cannabinoid has its own vaporization temperature. And so as you move through the temperatures with your vaporization, you will taste distinctly every compound and the experience is so much more tasting great than smoke for sure, especially if you don't like the taste of smoke. Eliminate the taste of smoke, reveal the taste of your cannabis with dry herb vaporization. It's delicious. You'll love it. Try it. It is discreet, like I said, and very easy to dose. Why is it easy to dose cannabis that you dry herb vaporize? Well, it's because you will get the feeling of it very quickly. Unlike edibles, unlike topicals, the feeling and the effect of your dry herb vaporizing hits you within minutes. I love to recommend inhaled cannabis to people to try out in the very beginning because they get the feeling of what the THC will feel like when they hits them, the feeling of the CBD when it hits them, the feeling of the CBG when it hits them, much faster than when you're trying it with edibles. With edibles, you see a 1 to 2 hour, 45 minutes to up to 3 hours, as a matter of fact, window of time that you have to wait to feel your cannabis hit you. However, the plus side of the edible is that you will have that relief from it for longer, for 4 to 6 total hours. That's great if you're trying to relieve pain or if you're trying to have a consistent experience in your life. I recommend edibles for that greatly. But in terms of dosing with inhaled cannabis, what's wonderful about it is you feel it right away and the effects don't last for as long. So you can feel a pain relief of a breakthrough pain right away. You can feel nausea getting reduced right away, and the effects last about 2 hours. So if you do inhale THC and you are too high, you know that within about 2 hours it'll be over, as opposed to sitting there with an edible wondering when it's going to hit and how long it's going to last. So I hope you enjoyed that. How to choose the right vaporizer for you? Well, as a connoisseur of vaporizers over the past 5 years, having a collection of more than 20, I'll just tell you right now that there are some factors that you need to think about when choosing the right dry herb vaporizer for you. And what are those factors? Number 1, we're going to talk about price. Number 2, we're going to talk about whether or not you want a desktop or a portable. And number 3, we're going to talk about batteries and charging. And number 4, we're going to talk about the heating styles. So price, number 1. Price for cannabis and hemp dry herb vaporizers can vary a lot. You've got some ceramic art pieces that go for close to $1,000. You've got some incredibly reliable and medical grade hospital used desktop vaporizers that go for like $600. You've got some top of the line medical vaporizers that are portable starting at around $400. And then you've got your budget vapes that are under $100, where you do definitely not have every single luxurious benefit and feature, but they get the job done and they get you started and they get you vaporizing for under $100. Desktops or portables. Desktop vaporizers plug into the wall. They never need to be recharged. They are ready at a moment's notice. The most famous desktop vaporizer is the Volcano by Storz & Bickel. Storz & Bickel is the German-based main medical dry herb vaporizer company. They make a line of medically approved, in countries where cannabis is medically approved for prescription, dry herb vaporizers. Portable vaporizers need to be charged. They run on batteries and they're small enough usually to put into your purse or your pocket and carry around with you. The thing about portables is that how long is that battery life going to last and when do you need to recharge? Does it need to recharge from the wall or can you recharge it with a replaceable battery? These are some of the ways that you can choose between portable vaporizers. Going into batteries and charging, like I just said, the desktop vaporizers plug into the wall and you don't have to really worry about them. The portable vaporizers either plug into the wall and charge up that way, or you can replace their batteries and recharge your batteries on a separate charger. How long the battery lasts is a huge factor. I like batteries that last a really long time, and that generally contributes to how big and heavy the portable vaporizer is. Vaporizers that are smaller have a lot shorter battery life, but they do charge up a lot faster. These are the pros and cons. Your most leading vaporizers these days use USB-C charging, and some of your not so popular vaporizers, or ones that are cheaper, use proprietary chargers that you have to buy and not lose. Okay? And heating. Let's talk about the 3 different heating methods. So we already talked about smoking, which is combustion. That is the #1 heating method that people who inhale cannabis utilize, but we're talking about dry herb vaporizing. And in dry herb vaporizing, there are 2 main heating methods that you can find on the market. The first one is called conduction. Conduction is like when you heat up a frying pan on your stove. The heat is touching the frying pan, and the frying pan is touching the food, and that's how the heat is getting conducted to the food and cooking it. The ovens of convection vaporizers heat the air instead of the oven. So just like a convection oven, the air is being heated before it passes through your dry herbs and into your mouthpiece and lungs. So your dry herbs are not being heated directly, they are being heated indirectly through convection heated air. That is considered the top of the line method, and the Storz and Bickel, which is considered the top of the line vaporizers, all use convection together with a small hybridized amount of conduction heating. Another really popular vaporizer that I'll go over later in this presentation is called the Pax, which uses conduction heating. Okay, we covered all of that. Let's go into what is best in vape. So best in vape are the Mighties. The Mighties, I have one right here to show you. I have both of mine like you see in the picture. Here we go. Here are my 2 Mighties. We see one of them. This is the Mighty Plus. It has a USB-C charger, and it is a portable vaporizer this big. This is my older Mighty. It is the not Mighty Plus, just the Mighty only without the plus, and it's being charged by a proprietary charger that plugs into the wall. What's great about the Mighty is that it is a medical device, medical grade cannabis inhalation dry herb vaporizer. In many countries, if you're watching this from Europe, Canada, Germany, this vaporizer can be covered by your insurance for your medical needs. In America, obviously not. It retails for about $400. It is considered the best in vape. This weekend only, right now, you can find it on sale on my favorite retailer, Planet of the Vapes in America. So the Mighty Plus is the best, #1 most popular dry herb vaporizer on the market. It is a medical grade dry herb vaporizer, and if you want the best, this is it. Now let's talk about the best desktop. I wanted to show you, I have one right here. Here is my Volcano. The Volcano is a desktop vape, which means that it has a plug. So you can see here it has a plug system. It plugs into the wall, it turns on, and this is a hybrid, which has a tube that you can use to inhale your cannabis, or it will fill up a balloon for you right like this. This is the most popular dry herb vaporizer that is a desktop in the world. The best beginner vape, in my opinion, is the One by Planet of the Vapes. You heard me say that Planet of the Vapes is my favorite online retailer of vaporizers in America and Canada, and they made this One. This is based on another very popular body of a dry herb vaporizer called the Fury by The Edge. And the One is amazing. I have recommended this so many times. The only reason why I don't have one to show you right now is because I always give it away to a new cannabis user. And so I never have one because I buy them and give them to my friends. And I've recommended it so many times. It's under $100, comes in 2 awesome colors, and it works by convection, which is amazing for something so inexpensive. Another very popular and pocketable vape is by Pax. The Pax makes the Pax 1, the original Pax, the Pax 2, the Pax 3, and this new one called the Mini, the even smaller Pax. It is so small. If this is the size of a Mighty, then the Pax is like the size of just one part of this, just like this right here. It's the size of like 2 fun size Snicker bars. It's tiny. So if you would like a tiny conduction dry herb vaporizer that is incredibly discreet and very popular on the market, it's about $150 at Planet of the Vapes, try the Pax Mini. Another thing to think about when you are buying a dry herb vaporizer is to look for signs of quality from the manufacturer. Here are what you can see when a vape is quality. You will see that it has reviews. For example, the Airizer Solo 2, I have a review for it on my website, kennetcuriouscoaching.com, in my blogs. Does it offer warranties? All of these devices that I'm mentioning today do offer reliable warranties. And is the maintenance on it very easy? One of the reasons why the Mighty Plus is such a popular vaporizer is because it is easy to use. The maintenance on it is very easy to keep clean, and the charging is super long, about 130 minutes, 90 minutes total, and reliable. The buttons are huge, and it's not even hard to figure out. So easy maintenance, easy to use, and the availability of spare parts. This is a huge separator of some fly-by-night company that is making, vaporizers to serve the market, and a company with longevity, with a long-standing good reputation, and whose products are highly valuable and worth the time and effort to replace the parts on. So for example, this Mighty Plus is it's like a $350 to $400 vape, and you can be sure that I have spare parts. It comes with spare parts, but I also have spare parts because I am going to keep this thing running for as long as possible. So if you find that your desired dry herb vaporizer hits all of these marks, you can find lots of reviews for it, you can find that it has a warranty, the maintenance of it is easy, and the availability of its spare parts are around, you found a winner. I would love for you to stay healthy with dry herb vaporizing. I'm so grateful for you to join me today for this video, and I hope you've enjoyed learning everything about how dry herb vaporizers are a great option for medical cannabis patients. Thanks so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. Please share this video with anyone that you think needs to hear about how dry herb vaporizing is a healthy option for medical cannabis patients. All right, you have a great day now. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Michelle Crawford signing off. Bye.